Hello everybody, welcome to this draft analysis video. My name is MC Java, coach of your Donphans Groningen. I am here with your draft analysis. Now today we're gonna look at what I drafted, and keep in mind this is my first ever draft. I filled in the role of Beezus. I don't know why he left, it doesn't really matter. I just know that a friend of mine came up to me and was like, yo, do you want to replace? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And I gave it a go, and he already drafted 3 months. We're gonna start with those three. Shit, we need to open the other team builder. Well, we'll do that in a minute. I started up with 3 months. Oh no, they're on this team. Okay, then that's fine. The first mon that he drafted, that I saw in the draft, was this mon, Zygarde. And I was like, yo, I have no idea how to play with Zygarde. I've never played with it before, but I just looked it up on Smogon, I looked it up on Cerebi, and looked up what it can do, what moveset it has, and I'm quite happy with what I've got. This was further enhanced because I got this guy, Mega Mawile. Oh, by the way, I didn't give them the names that they're gonna have in this season yet, but I don't know all of them yet either. I just know a few of them. No, I don't know all of them here. I don't know Zygarde's name yet. We will come to that later. We will see that in the videos. But Mega Mawile is here, absolutely incredible. And I also had Jolteon at the beginning of the draft. Now this was the only mon that I really had experience with. I love using Jolteon. Jolteon is nice and fast, got good Volt Switch, so I love a good Volt Turn core. I'm just gonna throw that out there, and I was really glad to see Jolteon was joining our squad. Now let's look at Zygarde real quick. Let's take a look at his stats. First of all, you can see that he's quite defensive for a dragon type, I would say. He's got good bulk in defense, like outstanding bulk in defense, and decent bulk in special defense. When you look at his attacking stats, you know that he's gonna be a physical attacker most of the time. He doesn't have the best speed stat, he's 95, so he's below a lot of the other tier 1 mons. But, you know, that's fine. You can run a lot of things with it. You can run Adamant, you could run any cool things. I also made it my Z captain, my normal Z captain, just because it can just deal a lot of damage. Now looking at his moves, he gets coverage like Brick Break for ice types. He gets his signature. No, he gets extreme speed, which I love. I love using extreme. I love using priority. I absolutely love that. We have his signature move. Let me see, where is it? 1,000 arrows. 1,000 arrows is such a good move because it grounds your foes. So, if for example they send out a Talonflame, I hit it with 1,000 arrows, and the first turn that Talonflame can be hit by ground types. How brilliant is that? That is incredible. I got good, nice Dragon Claw, I think I had. You got Dragon Tail, which can be really useful if you're a little bit slower than your opponent. You get Crunch, that's also really good to have. Break Break, I already talked about. What was the Dragon move then? Outrage, of course. It was a Dragon move as well. Oh well, maybe not. So yeah, that's Zygarde. Now, combining Zygarde with Mawile is perfect, because it immediately rounds off my Dragon Fairy Steel core. Mawile is a really hard hitting mon with incredible attack stats. You don't see it right here because this is not a Mega Evolved form, I believe. But Mega Mawile is definitely the biggest threat on my entire team for a lot of people. With huge power especially, it means that attacks will do even more. It's good coverage in moves as well. It has lots of different moves it can use. It got Fire Fang if we need to. We got foul play, but it's not really going to need it necessarily because our attack stat is quite high ourselves. We got Iron Head, knockoff is always really good. We got play rough. We can play with power up punch. We could even pain split with people, which could be really cool. We could even use a rest set if we wanted to. Return is always good to hit everything except for ghost types. Rock Slide can always do a lot of things and can flinch. You know, we got a lot of things going on for us here with Mega Marvel. Nice variety in moves. Stone Edge as well. Sucker Punch can be really, really good. Even Super Fang, I've ran it before on a couple of months when I played lower tiers. And Thunder Punch can also be really good. Taunt, Swords Dance if you want to set up. I'm not sure if we're going to bring it every week. I'm not the biggest fan of setups necessarily, but we'll see what we'll do with that. And so the third mon that we got already before we started drafting ourselves was Jolteon, and this could have been the mon that I drafted myself as well. I just love using Jolteon, I'm very familiar with it. I know what it can do, it can just be very good, especially Specs. I love Specs Jolteon. No, actually I also really like running Scarf Jolteon or Life Orb. Life Orb is actually my favorite set, I think. With Volt Absorb we can just take any electric type hit, it fires at us. So if our opponent thinks, oh, you know what, let's bring an electric type, we bring Jolteon, we get Volt Absorb, we get health back. We can also bring Zygarde, of course, because immunity, but then still Jolteon is really good to counter electric types, especially with it hidden power ground, for example. To hit them back. I think it got another ground move as well, didn't it? No, it didn't. Oh well, that's not too bad. I got Volt Switch, which is obviously incredible. Volt Switch just gives your initiative, especially with this huge speed stat of 130. It's definitely the quickest thing. It's the quickest thing on my team. Maybe I would actually play this. We'll come to that later. 130 is incredible speed. Special attack is quite high, especially when you max it out. It goes very high, you know. You can hit everything very, very hard. It's just a nice wall break. It's just a good revenge killer because it's just so quick. And you get nice moves like Discharge is not really something you would use normally. It does have more chance to paralyze, but normally you would run like Thunderbolt. It just has a bit more base power, and that's really what you want. You want to run a full switch most of the time. Shadow Ball for good coverage. Signal Beam can be a thing. I ran that before. Hyper Voice if you want to for some nice damage. That should be it. Donphans is not allowed, I heard. Heal Bell, well, you won't really be running that on Jolteon. Quick attack if you really want to. On a life orb set, it can be really useful just to outspeed a foe if if it is faster. It won't happen too often, but you do have quick attack just in case. Then the first thing I drafted was a Firewater Grass Core. I was like, yo, we got a Dragon Fairy Steel Core, we need to work on a good Firewater Grass Core. And I had it in mind, and I got exactly what I wanted. Firstly, I think I drafted Entei first. I think I did. Why do I want Entei? Well, it can be really surprising. I made it a Z captain, Fire Emblem Z, it can just deal out such good fire type hits. It can be run physically. Physical attack stat is a bit higher than special attack stat, like you can see here. But if you just put in the EVs on special attack, you can also run a special. It got some nice moves in Eruption. It got nice special attacking moves, Flamethrower as well, Overheat if you really wanted to. You got Shadow Ball in here. We can run it defensively as well a bit. You know, it's not the best defensively, but we could, if we really needed it to, we could run it a bit more defensive. We call Mine maybe as well. Special attack set. But also on the physical side, it is incredible. It gets Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire. It gets, what does Sacred Fire do again? It thaws out and 50% chance to burn the target. 50% chance to burn the target. So if my opponent has a lot of physical mons, bring Entei, go for Sacred Fire. 50% chance to burn is incredibly high. Stone Edge is also really good to have on any mon you get. Does it get Earthquake actually? It doesn't. Okay, well I wasn't sure about that. Double Edge if we really need to have a powerful normal type move, but we could also run Body Slam if we needed to. Extreme Speed is maybe even better idea. I love Extreme Speed, I love Priority. I already said with Zygarde, I got 2 Extreme Speed users, which is incredible, and Jolteon has Quick Attack. It's not bad at all. Flare Blitz if you really want to run that as well. I usually don't like the recoil, but that's okay. For the rest, yeah, Fire EMZ. I made him a no, I made it my Z move user. Facing a rain team, it could be really good too. I think it gets Solar Beam. Yep, it does get Solar Beam. So a Grass EMZ could work with Solar Beam as well in our special set. I've got lots of Sunny Day users, so that could be a cool set. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna bring it, but it could happen. We'll see. And the second thing I drafted was the water type. And I was like, yeah, what we're gonna use? We're gonna use Primarina. I've never used it before, and I always wanted to use it. It is so good. It's just, look at the stats. Look at that special attack stat again. Look at it. It is so high. 126 base special attack is really good. Pair that with a nice special defense set. If you just put in all your EVs into HP and defense, you just have yourself a tank that can dish a credible amount of damage to your opponent. It gets not the best ability. You need Torrent because Liquid Voice is a bit meh. It makes sound-based move become water type, but you don't really want that because you do have Hyper Voice, and do you don't have that as a water type move? I don't know. Probably not. You got better options with that. You can run Scald, Blizzard could be a thing, but yeah, again, the accuracy isn't my favorite thing. Against Dazzling Gleam, but it got Moonblast as well, I think. Energy Ball for nice coverage. If we run against a Stally water type, for example, we can run Energy Ball. Hydro Pump if we really wanted to. Like I said, Scald, Shadow Ball, Psychic as well, which is really good. Perish Song if we really want to use a bit of Techers. Ice Beam to hit those grass types in a bad situation. We could run that as well. Light Screen wouldn't be a bad idea. It gets Reflect as well. It gets so many cool moves. Substitute, Toxic, it could stall. It can be a special attacking monster. It can run Specs. It can run... Scarf is not the best because it's not the quickest mon out there. But it can run a lot of sets and is very versatile. Yes, it will be a special attacker, but it is incredible at what it does. And I really like Primarina. I'm really hyped to use it. Now, I also needed a grass type because then we complete a 5-water grass school. And so far I haven't really been looking at our hazard control. And I could grab like a Tangrowth. I like Tangrowth a lot, you know. That's definitely a thing. It could have been a thing, but I went with Delmines. Why? It gives us a nice, very reliable rapid spinner. We can just take rapid spin to any match and Rocks won't hit the field. You know, Rocks are not effective at all on Delmines. To be able to rapid spin it away on nearly everything is amazing. With that, it has got a really good attack stat in 131. Its defenses are really decent, 100 in defense and 90 in special defense. You can really play around with that and have a good bulky mon that can dish out damage just like Primarina was, just like Entei was more or less, but Entei's a little less bulky. Really kind of mons that I like to use, like Marmal as well, is very defensive but it can deal out a lot of damage. Delmize is just such a good mon for me. It gets a Steelworker ability which acts as if he is a steel type as well, you know. It gets the same type attack bonus boost even though it's not a steel type. With Anchor Shot is signature move being so good because it prevents the target from switching out. That can be really useful in some matchups. You can trap something that you really want to get trapped. You can run something like Earthquake for coverage. You can run Brick Break for dark types, for example. Earthquake for fire types. You could run Anchor Shot, I don't know what for, but you can run it for, yeah, trapping, I guess. Power Whip, you know, very powerful grass type movie. Then again, the 85% accuracy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring it every week, but you know, you need a grass type move that hits. You're gonna need Power Whip for that. Rapid Spin, of course, I talked about that, is really good. Really good. We're really gonna need that in matches as the first spinner. Yeah, hazards are really good in Draft League, and I needed a good spinner, and this is definitely one of the best spinners, together with Blastoise, in my opinion, in the entire game. And I got it on my team. Shadow Claw as well, really good ghost type. Critical hit ratio is high with it, so we can really hit a lot of mons very hard and rapid spin at the same time. Now that are the first 6 months of my team. Let's go back into team builder draft. I think it was draft part 2. I'm not sure if you saw my prep for week 1. I hope you didn't. Goku. No. I made that video already. Maybe I want to redo it because the sound quality wasn't the best. I guess the sound quality still isn't the best, but that's okay. Then for after that, I think I drafted Porygon 2 first. I think I did. Porygon 2 is just gives me a nice deck. And again, very nice defenses. Throw any Violet on that. Double defenses. Like it says, if all the species can evolve, and Porygon 2 can, its defense and special defense are times 1.5. So if you get the defenses max times 1.5, nothing will OHKO this thing. Only if you're set up or something you can OHKO this. Nice special attack stat, so even if it is so defensive, it can deal out a lot of damage to whatever is in front of it. Speed stat is not too high, but it does need a speed stat. So we've got other mons for. And I think Porygon 2 would be a really good defensive mon to have on the team. And got Recover. I really wanted a Recover mon on my team that can just be like that, be like a bit of a recovering Starly mon that can really bring the fight to somebody, that can really bring people headaches to prep for. Got nice special attack and coverage as well. Good moves like Trick. We could even run like a. It's not smarter than it actually. We can run Toxic or Thunder Wave, whatever one. We can run Substitute. We could do Rest, Sleep Talk. Sleep Talk. I wanted to Reflect and Light Screen is the thing. Magic Coat. There are a lot of things we can do with Porygon 2. We could even use it as a sweeper with agility, and I think we also get Nasty Plot. Am I wrong with that? Maybe I'm wrong with that. I still like this mon a lot. I think it will be really good for our team, and it will give a lot of people a lot of headaches prepping for our team. After that, I drafted Aerodactyl. Now, I was already saying that I didn't really have a lot of hazard things. I had no hazard setters until this point. I only had one spinner, and I was like, yo, we need to change that ASAP. So, there it was, Aerodactyl, tier 3. We could pick it. It would mean that we would only have 100 points left. So you already had Donphans from tier 3, Porygon 2 from tier 3, and then also Aerodactyl, so we need another tier 3. So it's very linear with 4 tier 3 mons, and that's what it became. But Aerodactyl, look at this. Defog. We don't have a team that is very weak to rocks. We don't have a team that is very weak to hazards in general. But Defog, we also don't really rely on it. Yeah? We don't rely on our hazards too often. So defog is a really good thing. It clears all the hazards from the field, but the best thing about it is that it doesn't only defog, it can also set up its own rocks. So if needed, I could defog and afterwards set up rocks itself again. It gets Tailwind, which can be really good for my team as well. It is really fast mod, 130 as well, just like Joel Jones are saying. Let's try that for a moment. We could even make it even quicker with agility. Yes, man. Rockhead. This Pokemon does not take any recoil damage. Incredible. I love it. Pressure. We could run that as well. A nerf for the berries. If we face a mon that is nervous to eat berries, like a Lowland Mark for example, is really reliant on berries, we could bring Aerodactyl to counter that, so that the Pokemon cannot eat his berry anymore. Or like a Belly Drum set, like a Linoon. I saw a Linoon getting drafted really early, so you know that he values Linoon a lot. You can run a lot of different items. Of course, looking at his stats, it's not very defensive, so he won't live a lot of hits. So it is gonna be like a fast physical guy. It can be a bit of bulky, but like it says here, I mean, I guess, but it's not the way we're gonna run it probably. We're gonna probably run it speedy, we're gonna run it with attack. Not very smart to get attack down. This is way smarter. probably gonna be fast attacking. It can set up stealth rocks, really nice quick stealth rocks, really nice defog, tail wind. We can just deal damage, crunch, aqua tail, dragon claw, fire fang. Gets all the fang moves, I think. Frustration return, of course. Iron hand, ice fang, there it is. Pursuit trap, we could pursuit trap something if we really wanted to. A rock slide is always good. Stone edge, even better in my opinion, even though accuracy again. Yeah, we can even toxic taunt. Whirlwind, really good mon. I like it. So after that we had 3 spots left, and I was like, what are we gonna do now? I was thinking Rotom Heat, but then I got talked out of that more or less, because I already had a fire type in Entei and I already had a fire type in Jolteon, which I would bring quite a lot probably. So Rotom Heat would be really unnecessary. So I looked at it and I needed tier 4 mon, tier 5 mon, and a tier 3 mon. And this is what we got. Spiritomb, I think Spiritomb was the first thing we drafted. I looked at tier 4, I really wanted Druddigon. And then somebody sniped me and got Druddigon. You know, Druddigon said rocks, it can deal nice damage with Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin. I really like that tag, I really love Druddigon in general. So I thought it would be really good to use. But no! Spiritomb it is. It could be good. I guess we're gonna find it out, you know. I always want to use it in something. And I think this is gonna be it. This is where we're gonna use our Spiritomb. We could run it physical, we could run it special. That's the best thing about it. It's quite defensive, so we got another defensive mon if you really wanted to. Another slow mon, like Aerodactyl was really fast and Jolteon is really fast, but for the rest of our team it's quite slow. So we may want to look a bit again at that, but no, that's okay. I guess moves wise, I don't think we got the best moves, but we can run it both ways, you know. Foul play, Dark Pulse, Calm Mind, we could even set up with it. Setup sweep, Destiny Bond can be really good if there's like something going on and we need to live a hit. We can live one hit, then Destiny Bond, and let him knock us out. That could be attackers. Nasty Plot for setting up again. Pain Split can be really useful. Protect. You can rest if you wanted to. Sleep Talk as well. Substitute is the thing. Trick is the thing. You could really run like a Scarf set and then trick it to a Pokemon and just render that one useless, which is leftover, for example, and we get leftover, which is incredible. Yeah, something like we can pursue trap with it. I think we can also sucker punch. Yup, we can, which is really good. It doesn't have hands, but it can sucker punch. Then lastly, not lastly, Cryogonal just gives me another spinner. Basically why I picked it. It gives us another spinner. It is weak to rocks. It's just really unfortunate. It gives us another spinner. We get good special attack actually. Nice speed stat, nice special defense. If we really need special defensive mon, we can bring Cryogonal. We can deal out damage with a special attack. We can deal damage because it's quite quick. It's 105, so it's above a lot of the tier 1 mons, which rests around 100 speed. So it's really good actually. You know, we can outspeed a lot of mons. It adds another speed tier to our team, which is really necessary. I think we are quite slow, which is a bit, but it's okay. It gets not the best coverage, but it gets moves. It gets like ice type moves, like freeze dry, which can be useful against water types. And if we get against Gastrodon, for example, Gastrodon's gonna be gone, definitely. It's not the best mons, but for a tier 5 mon, I think it is a really good mon that fits our team. Gives another spinner, gives us an ice time, gives another ground resist, which is also what we kind of needed. So yeah. Finally, Yuxi, which is a Super Z user. Why? I have no idea actually. I just didn't know what to use as my Super Z user, so I was like, yeah, Yuxi. Yes, let's do that. No, Yuxi is like very versatile, very defensive as well. My team is quite defensive, I like that. It has decent speed, 95, not too bad, just below the tier 1 mons, like I said before. It has the same special attack and physical attack stat.
as as each other. So you can run a special, you can run a physical, whatever you want. It gets U-turn. Full turn combo. Oh, I love it. I love full turn. Mate. Full turn can be really good for me. It gets Toxic Thunder Wave, it gets a lot of things actually. It gets a lot of moves, it can do a lot of things, it's very versatile, and for a nice tier 3 that finals, that like rounds up my draft, I think we did really good to get Yuxi. It can do just whatever you want, more or less. I think we're gonna bring it quite often, so I just made it a Z user, Psychium Z, I just put it so I remembered. But yeah, so that's my draft. I would have loved a bit more speed, maybe a bit more hazard control, but in the end, I think I run it well. Yux is also a rocker, by the way, which is also really good. I think it defogs as well. Does it defog? No, it doesn't. Well, you can set up rocks though. Porygon 2 as well, I think. Not so sure. I think our team is quite cool. It's a bit on the slow side of things, but I think it's gonna be fine. Really looking forward towards my first matches. First match is gonna be against Goku. I'm really looking forward towards that one, and I hope you guys will enjoy that. I really enjoy prepping for it because I already did that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. Goodbye.